If you've ever bought a brand new vehicle, you know that the condition of the paint from the factory isn't necessarily always that great. Not only that, but dealerships will try to upsell you on all sorts of things. You got this kind of paint protection and that kind of paint protection and their ceramic coating and their undercarriage body protection, and just ignore all that crap from the dealership. I used to work at a dealership. You're better off doing it yourself, and I can show you exactly how to do that at home with some minimalistic parts and tools, and it's not going to cost you that much money. Now when your lovely girlfriend helps you to wash cars, you have to redo all the spots that she missed.
I did that.
Now we got to clay bar the whole thing. It's not bad. There's a bunch of these little dots all over the truck from something outside. I don't know if it's coming off trees or bushes or what. So we're just going to do a quick clay of the whole thing before we actually restore this paint. So that's what's next. The truck is washed, clay barred. Now it's time to do the next step, which is the wires correction compound to the whole thing, followed by their finishing wax. It's going to be a lot of work. It's very hot. Let's get it done. These spots here that are probably just from like tar or whatever from me working on the truck, this will take it off really easily and quickly. So first time ever doing it, so just nice and slow. You got to work it slowly, apply medium pressure. Obviously you can't tell, but it's super smooth. All the bugs and everything are off the front because it was just covered in them from being driven since I bought it without having any of this work done. The bumper, the front bumper, it's black. It shows a lot of imperfections. Pretty much all of those got ironed out. Now once I'm done with this, then it's time for the second round, which is the finishing wax, and basically do all this all over again. Now it's time for the next step, finishing wax. This usually goes a little quicker because you're not actually correcting anything per se. You're more just finishing up what you started and adding a protective layer of wax to your paint. Now it's time to coat all the underside of the truck with fluid film. It works pretty well, and what's nice is it's not a permanent fix and it stays on there, but it'll stay on there, and I do it probably every 6 months or so, just recoat it. Foam the whole underside of the truck like I did, pressure wash it, and then recoat it, and it's going to protect everything from rust and salt and grime, because these things get surface rust on them real quick, and that's all new trucks really. I'll try to show you how I coat this stuff or how it looks when it's finished. So obviously this is sort of a weird and awkward angle. So you see I have all the frame coated here. Doesn't make it look crazy or anything, it just adds like some shine to it. And I'm not in it for how it looks. That's certainly not why I do this. This is just to protect it, especially that crappy GM wax coating. This will help keep all the rust and whatnot off of it. And I generally get it pretty much everywhere. So the front cross member up there, the control arms, I try to hit the frame on the inside and the outside, on both sides. And the big thing on trucks, not just these trucks, just trucks in general, it seems like the pumpkins rust real quick. So I make sure to coat that front and back real well, along with the entire axle. Leaf springs are another thing that like to rust pretty quickly. So I coat them as good as I can. I get all up in here, this frame. Leaf springs and frame coated pretty well. I also like to hit the hitch because those things rust out super fast, as you guys know. Underneath there again, leaf springs, pumpkin, frame, pretty much everything I can get access to decently easily. If I had a lift, I'd be able to really get up in there and get everything nice and with ease, but it's a little tough when you're laying on the ground in the driveway. Finished the detailing a couple days ago and got a little sidetracked with other projects. Today I did give the truck a quick wash and then hit it with that Meguiar's hybrid ceramic wax, which I try to use every wash. It replaces basically all the protection that you wash off during the wash. And you can see just how well that makes the water bead off. Like, the stuff works pretty good, especially for just adding a simple step to your washes. Doesn't really make a big difference time-wise. Also washed the girlfriend's car because obviously she helped me a bunch getting this thing cleaned up. And her helping out is probably going to double the chances of you guys watching this video. But the truck's fully protected exterior-wise. Underneath is protected from rust and corrosion, hopefully. I got some protection on the paint. This is where I'd like you guys' input on ceramic coating. I want to try it for the first time. I've tried it on wheels. I don't really know that it did anything, but I'll try it on paint and see what it looks like. Well, after washing it and looking at it closer, I've discovered that I have fallen victim to the ZR2 hood chipping. Never happened on my Colorado, but happened on here. Let me show you. Might be tough to see, but there's some chipping right there. That's not the only spot. And right here and back here. Kind of bummed to discover that, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna have to pay to fix anything. GM's just got to figure it out, which they haven't yet. And on top of that, a branch fell on my hood, so my hood's all dented up too. See that big old dent right there? One of these trees up here during a storm, well, that tree is almost down, and some branch came and smacked it right here. Then there's a A couple of dents up here too. So really just some pretty bad luck lately with this truck. Let's hope the lifters don't fail. So after you get all this work done, pat yourself on the back. You saved yourself a couple $100 at a dealership by just doing it yourself. And now you'll have all the products to do it again on your other vehicles. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.